Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? What's going on? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. Wow. You know what? If you're watching this, I just need to see. Let me do that real quick. It feels like I was bright just now. Wow. All right, guys, what are we talking about today? The Beatitudes of success. Blessed are the goal setters. It could be blessed are the goal setters. Back in I think it's Matthew chapter 5, something like that. They have the Beatitudes. You've read that before, right? The Beatitudes. If you've never read the Beatitudes, I believe it's in Matthew, the book of Matthew in the Bible, and it's chapter 5. And I believe it starts at verse number 3. I will read some of those. I'm not going to read all of them, but I am going to read some of those. They're important. But the point of the podcast today is blessing. And how does one get blessed? That's the question you should ask. How can I get blessed? Like, how is that possible? How can I ensure that I am blessed? Spoiler alert. You are blessed because you are you. Write it down. You are blessed because you are you. See, and I'm speeding ahead, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. When you were born, you had been blessed before you came out of your mother's womb. Before you were thought of, you were already blessed. So if you were already blessed, then man, what are the blessings? How can I get them? Like, what's the process? Good question. Today, we're going to talk about blessings. We're going to talk about goals, and we're going to talk about how goals are achieved. Now, here's the thing. I've achieved goals. I have not achieved every single goal that I've ever because I would be like, I'm not sure I would be human. I wouldn't be human if I just achieved every single goal I ever went out to achieve, because no one achieves every goal. So I want to set that foundation that I am just like you, someone who's working, someone who's moving, someone who's looking to go to wherever they're being called to go. And so today, as we look at the blessings, like it says the Beatitudes of success, which are blessings that we're going to allow God to kind of speak to us through the word. So I will read some of the Beatitudes, the blessings that Jesus read to the people. I don't have them on the screen today. I'm just going to read them out loud. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. This one was, when I was young, this one was a little tough. Like, what does that mean? Poor in spirit. What is that? It doesn't mean the poor. See, a lot of people thought that was the poor, meaning the people who had no money. So we lived in the inner city. Oh man, we blessed. So the kingdom is ours. That's not what that means. It means that a person who wants to come into the blessing, a person who's like, man, it's kind of like, you don't deserve it. He said, the kingdom is yours. So what he did in this particular one, everybody's in. Poor in spirit. Everybody's poor in spirit because all of us have come short of the glory of God. So if we all came short of the glory of God, then we must be poor in spirit. So he started out by including everybody in the kingdom. See, that's how Jesus was. So if we turn that, now let's turn that into like today, like with Jay. All right. I've had some goals in my life. I've got goals in my business. How does that work? This is a really good question because I'm in a process of defining for our website what a healthy business is. And The last part, I believe, I think maybe part 4 is about goals. And the goals are what come last. You got your vision. The vision is the alignment for the future. So the vision is, man, we want to go all the way there. Like, man, we want to go. So that's what the vision is. The vision is, let's go. Then you've got your mission, right? You've got your mission. What is what is the mission? Like, what is mission? Like when you think about that, what is mission? Had some notes available and they disappeared. Where'd they go? That's interesting. Sorry about that. Because I wrote some stuff. I don't normally write stuff down, but I decided to write some notes. And where'd they go? Give me a second. I apologize. That's not them. There they go. I apologize. All right. Mission is the assignment for who and the assignment for what. That's interesting. So it goes from, I want to go all the way here, and then you get a mission, and that's the assignment. Like, what is my real assignment? You know, when I think about the podcast and my assignment, helping people to account for their life. So that's my assignment. People who are poor in spirit. That is pretty much any individual who recognizes that, man, there's something about life that I need to get. I need to discover more about me. How does one discover more about me? Like yesterday's podcast, personal growth. That's just you discovering you, personal growth. That's all it is. Like there should be school, there should be a whole school on that. That's why times have changed. You got people out here now teaching personal growth, you know, writing books on personal growth. So really for us, it's just like, okay, once I have my vision, then who am I going to help? And what am I helping them do? In essence, what am I helping them? Helping people to account for their life. That's one part of the mission. Also helping people to account for their business. That's a mission. Then from the mission, it's like, well, why am I going to get up? Purpose. That purpose, right? The purpose, right? Let's look at another beatitude, and I'm going to get back into purpose in just a second. Blessed are they that mourn. Blessed are the people that are crying over different things. It could be crying over their loss of a loved one, crying over, getting maybe, you got some bad news about something. So they that mourn, you will be comforted, is what he said. What, man, that's awesome. I remember my brother died. And I was comforted immediately. It was like this text. I knew the blessing that was on my life. And it was amazing. I was like, Lord, help me. Got you. And all of a sudden it was like calm, this peace, this, I don't know, it was surreal that I was like, why am I not crying anymore? Why does this not hurt as bad? Because he says, blessed are they that mourn, for they will be comforted. So if we were looking at this, we're looking at this. Think about a business. Man, things are not going right. It's like, don't worry about that. I got you. Yeah, you missed that goal, but you know what? Let's revisit the purpose for why you're doing it. See, this isn't even at the top. Now, if you have a really good purpose, if you have a really good why, then at the end of the day, it's like, hey, that could drive you. That could drive you. Now, the thing about purpose, you could have purpose first. You could discover this first, because the reason, it's kind of like, when you discover the reason for something, I've got many things. I have a bunch of things on my desk. I probably need to clear it off, but I remember when they start making, these. What is this? This is a debit card. One that I'm not using. It's tied to an account that I don't hardly use, but it's a debit card. What's the reason that they made these cards? They call them check cards. That's how they say, well, the reason for these cards is that it gives people the ability to write checks faster. Man, remember you had to carry around your checkbook and you had to keep up with all the checks you was writing. Like if you didn't keep up with your register, you could be sending some overdrafts. Why? Because you could not go online to check your account. So because you couldn't check an account, you had to keep track of what was in your register. So when they said, man, let's create this thing, see, this isn't a mission. What this is a purpose. They created this for a purpose. They says the reason why we're going to create these, give people the opportunity to write checks on demand, electronically, without ever having to write their pen, without ever having to pull out a pen. And I remember when those cards came out years ago, and back in New Jersey, the system was called the Mac. It was, went to the Mac machine. It wasn't really, I mean, it was an ATM, but it was the Mac machine. And your card on the back of it would have MAC on it, means that you could use that card wherever MAC was accepted. So if you saw a machine, as long as it said MAC, like it accepted an MAC card, you could use it. So purpose is all about the reason. Guys, I would just want you to be thinking about this the way that I'm thinking about this, because I'm like, why? This is like a lot of times why questions are hard to answer, but I'm going to start with the why question. Why have I failed so many times? Why have I not gotten to the goals that I want to? As many goals that I've set. Why have I come up short as many times I've come up short? Why is that? Part of it, and I was just having this conversation with some of my students, part of it is this. Here's why. There was nothing actually holding me accountable to the reason why I should actually be successful with the goal. Like, really? Nothing was holding me. Nothing was driving me. So it's kind of like when you have something that's driving you, then you will do it. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel. But the thing is, if you don't feel like doing something, you just don't do it. So the key is, how do I make myself feel like doing what I don't want to do, or feel like doing things that may seem hard, or things that may seem like, I don't know if I could do that today. How do I get myself to want to do these things? That's an interesting question. We're going to read one more blessing from Matthew, and I love this one. It says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Now, let's ask this question, because we used to think meek was weak. That's what we used to think. Is meek weak? No. It may be gentle. A meek person may be gentle. They may be quiet, right? A meek person is not even like the definition would say something about some submissive. You might be submissive to God. Meek people, they are strong. They are so strong. They are so diligent. They are disciplined. They are prudent. They're the type of people that manage stuff well. So when you think about God saying they're going to inherit the earth, they are good managers. Uh-oh. And that's a real big clue today. You want to get to your goal, you have to manage something. What do you need to manage? Come on now. What do you need to manage if you were trying to get a goal? Say, you starting your entrepreneurship journey, and you had a goal of $250,000 your first year. I know that's a lot, Jay. I've never made that kind of money. Don't worry about that. Never say that. It doesn't matter. Say it's only $250,000 only. So I'm only gonna do that. So, but the thing is, okay, well, how does one do it if that's not something I've actually accomplished before? That's what we come in with. So with goals, the thing is, a lot of times I've done this and I messed up. I would make money the goal. Like, I want to make 250. So this is what I'm doing. You got all your math. I got my money math going. I got all this stuff. But here's the problem. I don't have my activities down pat. Goals are the next level. It's like the last level. After you got your vision, you got your mission, you got your purpose, then you've got goals. What are goals? What are goals? Goals are your intention. See, goal is so think about this. It's the results, right? So you know what your results want to be, but in order to get the results, you got to have the right intention. And in your intention, that intention must be pointed towards the right activity. So as I was talking to the group of my students yesterday, and we were talking about this, and yeah, I want to do this kind of money, but you're not doing anything. Okay. And then when they was doing something, it was just like not that much. Like, and I told one of them, I said, I laughed, but I didn't laugh at the time, but I laughed because it was like, oh, I thought I did a lot. You didn't do anything. You didn't even give yourself an opportunity to get some momentum. So the activity is what's going to drive your results. Because at the end of it, once you vision is great. World's most successful accounting organization help people to account for life in their business. Here's the thing. That ain't happening unless I'm aligned with my assignment. Who and what? That ain't happening unless I got a really good reason to stay on it. That ain't happening unless now that I know all that stuff and I got set a goal and I know what results I want. If my intention of the activity is not pointed in the right direction, none of that's going to come true. None of it. None of it. So people that are meek, they manage their time well. Blessed are the goal setters because they manage their time well. And when you manage your time well, wow, it's almost like instead of, we've all done it, like scrolled or, I catch myself scrolling 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like what the heck? It's almost like my whole mind is just in gibberish. So I stop scrolling, stop watching stuff when you should be doing something else. Like I've been staying up later, coming to the office, kind of preparing for the next day, doing some work that I can do late at night because I don't like to work at nighttime. But lately I've been doing some things late at night. Late at night for me is like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, ending at 11 and going to bed. But I wouldn't do it because my eyes get tired and I know that I need to get up early, but then it's just like, hey, but let me just go jump back in. The reason that I need to do this is greater than me getting an hour extra of sleep. The goals that I set have to get hit because this activity that we're doing will come to fruition with the results that we want. And the only way that happens is I have to manage the time better. So getting better, like everybody has an opportunity to get better. And 2024 is almost here. It's almost here. We got a few days left. We got a few days left in 2023. So if you were thinking about 2024 and you set the biggest goal of your life, come on now, set a goal that literally has you sweating. Doesn't make sense. I'm not telling you you're going to hit it just because you actually do the activity, because there's no guarantee that we hit goals. What we can guarantee that, imagine if you had a goal to, instead of I'm going to make $1 million, is I'm going to do these activities, so much of these activities every single day, I'm never going to miss. Kind of like going to the gym every day. Kind of like walking every day, or doing 10,000 steps every single day, or changing your diet and eating a certain way, just whatever it is. Maybe it's every time I get some money, I'm going to save some money. Or every time I say I'm going to do something, I just do it. One of the things that I'm doing right now at the end of the year is everything that I said I was supposed to do. I'm just like, what was I supposed to do again? Let me go ahead and get this done now. Like literally, I've made phone calls. I've contacted people that I needed to close loops on. because I need to close loops on stuff that's been kind of like, So the 2024, when we look back and say, wow, what's the Beatitudes of success? People who set goals, and not just set goals, they actually have the right activity so that they can manage their time better. Because by having the right activity and then managing your time, those goals potentially get obliterated. What say you? What are your goals for 2024? Let me know. Let me know one goal in the comment section of wherever you're listening or watching this. Let me know one goal that you would like that you're gonna hit. Not even would like that. You're gonna hit this goal in 2024. Make it big and stay accountable. Come here and be with us all 2024 because we're all gonna hit some big goals. And they'll say that blessed are the people who set the goals and hit them, for theirs is the results that they always wanted. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me today for the Account for Life podcast. Don't forget, go to thehealthyaccountants.com. Get the free ebook, Get Your Breakthrough Now, to unlock your financial mindset. There are 7 key strategies in that book, and this has been curated from the podcast. So go read the book. I think it's a fun read. It's a quick read. Do the lessons, because there are lessons after each chapter. That's what's going to help you to break through in your finances. Thehealthyaccountants.com. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.